Hello, and
Ooh.
welcome to FRL. This is FRL Season 3. This is Chaos and Cub, who will be broadcasting quality, and then Cub will be taking part in the race as one of our Ferrari drivers alongside X-Max. Cub, how are you doing today? How have your holidays been?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, Chaos?
I'm doing very well. I am stuffed full of holiday cheer and almost ready to return back to my horrifying life outside of eating candy all the time and getting presents. Almost.
Well, know what's funny?
What?
I think I messed up.
Oh goodness, yeah. It looks like
I'm on
you are
spectate.
a spectator. Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to send you a new invite to get you back in as a racer?
I I don't know why I'm on spectate
Yeah,
though.
that's very weird. Yeah, I'm not seeing you in right now.
Yeah,
We've
I just
there's
left.
okay. Yeah, I'll send you an invite. How's about that?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm pretty sure I selected Ferrari, but
Yeah, I saw
I
it.
don't
You
see. I
certainly
don't
were
see
in
that
Ferrari.
now.
I read it right next to your name. Are you offline right now?
No, I'm actually online. This is playing F1 2021.
I do not see you online right now when I try to invite you. Are you sure?
Well, let me just restart the whole game.
Yeah, maybe best to do.
Alright, do you see me now by any chance?
Let's see. Oh, there you are. Did you get that invite?
I did, yeah. Thank you.
Excellent. So we got Raro starting his first lap right now. A little bit of a moment there, but Raro's keeping it clean as he makes his way down Broncos Boulevard. Oh, looks like El Sucio Dan's also looking for an invite. Alright. And here we go through the Singapore Sling. Making his way, taking a lot of the curve there as he makes his way now over the Anderson Bridge. Alright, I'm just gonna pull up my little map so that I can remember what all of these corners and straights are named. I see we've got a couple of cars off in the corners. Rafa already out of this session. He's not going to be able to set any laps here. Let's see if Fiji's going to get a little bit of a view. Nope, his car's been cleared out of the way. So we turn to Raro, who's going to be setting the pace lap here. Making his way now through Sector 3. Only 2 corners to go, and he will set the first lap here at the Marina Bay Circuit in Singapore. Oh, that was very close to disallow, but he's clean. And that's 148.441 as the pace setter lap for Rauercopter. X-Max with a 137. Yeah, Rauer certainly lifted off there. Big amount when there was a crash. Alright, Taylor Funk is going to be setting the lap now. And hello there to everyone who is currently watching. Taylor making his way through the first corners of the circuit. Right, as I said, I was going to bring up the map.
Ooh, looks like he might have invalidated. I can't really tell.
Taylor Funk or?
Yeah, Taylor.
No, he's clean. And that's a purple sector through Sector 1 as he makes his way through Raffles Boulevard. Now cutting his way through Sector 2, a lot of near 90-degree turns, but I like how Singapore does them. They've all got different apexes, they've all got different radii. So you don't just have the kind of samey corners that you can tend to get back. Ooh, that was an aggressive cut, but he gets away with it. Anderson Bridge now making his way around to this very tight corner at the top of the track and then down Esplanade. Right through the heart of Singapore here as he goes as far to the left as he can. Then takes it over the apex, doesn't take too much to the exit there, you can lose your traction a little bit if you carry it a bit too wide. And then here, nice big cut over the bumps, and again through this tricky tight section, and now he's going to make his way under the stands. This is a place where we have seen many cars go wheel first into the wall. But that's not going to happen for Taylor Funk here as he makes his way now around turn 20 and 21. Just got the final corner. Technically they're counted as two corners here, 1, 2. And Taylor Funk comes through, and that is a pole, for the moment, lap for Taylor Funk. Of course, X-Max hit his fastest on the mediums, but T-Funk with a 1:37.579 puts him 2/10 ahead of X-Max's time, but on the soft tire. Alright, looks like Sheer Insanity's out. Hopefully he's been able to sort out his audio problems, because racing this game without audio is a rough time. He's coming up on an AlphaTauri. Hopefully it's going to be able to get out of the way nice and easily. There we go. It's Cam for him. Cam knows what he's doing here. And Sheer makes his way around through the Singapore sling. It's not quite the ridiculously tight chicane it used to be, but it's still a fun little corner as he makes his way past the Anderson Bridge and down onto Esplanade. So there we go, we started off with 13 and now we've got 15 drivers since Cub. You've been able to get in successfully, as has El Sucio Dan. That's interesting, I could have sworn El Sucio Dan was racing in the Ferrari Cup. Did he steal his seat? That is kind of funny.
Did I? Oh my god.
Well, because El Sucio Dan was a no-show, so you're free to pick, and then he showed up late. She was just going through. You know what, don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. As long as the numbers line up, it's all okay unless you're too worried about a team's championship here. I'm sure he won't be upset by whatever result you get. So Sheer Insanity takes it down another 8/10 as he sets a 1:36.787. We've had a couple of guys saying that they've been able to get one all the way down to 1:34s, 1:35s in time trial. But we're expecting, you know, people to be looking at 1:36s as fairly good reasonable laps that you could set in qualifying. God, do you have any expectations coming into this?
I got no expectations whatsoever, honestly. I did some laps on the cockpit camera view, and I am not any good at it, honestly.
Oh yeah, I see you're out on a nut lap right now.
Yeah, I'm just making sure the setup gets confirmed.
Ah, good.
Because I have no idea what happens if you don't go out in quali, and then can you pick a setup again, or does it just give you one of the preset setups?
Yeah, you certainly don't want to do that. So this is just a little single lap setting it, making sure that everything is nicely locked in.
It's like an installation lap. Here we go.
A literal installation lap, making sure everything has been installed properly. Well, we're on board now with Red Baron as he is going to set his first hot lap. He is out on the yellow walled medium tires. And here we go. Making our way down the start-finish straight. Alright. And as he makes his way through San Bernardino out through Sector 2. Now we're on the back straight here on St. Andrews, making his way in towards the Singapore Sling, braking at 50. Takes it around. Now there's a great deal of time that can be potentially made up in that turn 11-12 complex. It's a very tight little kink there that you can cut as much as you dare. Red Baron making his way down Esplanade, heading towards turn 14. He takes it third, making his way now into the third sector of this race. He's a little bit wide as he comes into this back and forth section, in and out around the stand. Dodges back through, and now only really 2 tricky corners to come through. He carries some nice speed out of turn 21. Oh, wait, hang on. And he is... oh. You know what? I was looking at that, not even looking at how many laps he'd set on those tires. I thought he was going to set another lap, but no. It is not the case. Okay, Broken Blinker still hasn't set the lap time, so we're just looking at that, and El Sucio Dan, who is not out right now. Let's see what Fiji's at. So Fiji, of course, was saying that he had been practicing Abu Dhabi because he assumed that that was what he was going to be doing next. An honest mistake, and a kind of funny one, but now we are seeing him learning the track right now. Fortunately, using Racing Line, that is going to give him a bit of a sense for where the braking points are and where he can take the nice lines, but it can throw you off a little bit. Nonetheless, he's looking pretty good in 7th right now, and of course, he had a very nice result last time out with his first podium in FRL. Perhaps the first of several. Alright, here comes Fiji. Sitting one more lap here, or actually I believe he's just going out. I'm a bit curious about these tires that he's on right now, since it looks like he's been running them for a while. But he seems to be comfortable with that. I guess I can only view this as, hey, you know what, I'm practicing, I'm not so worried about a couple of extra laps or wear on my songs. He can get off them quickly, maybe even do a 2-stop strategy. Safety cars in Singapore can make those strategies a lot more forgiving.
We're definitely gonna have at least one today.
Certainly so. Oh! Ow! Ow! Oh, well, okay, that's counter 1.
I see a last wing on the track.
Yes, you certainly do. That is Fiji Domos. So, wing counter is 1. Wing counter is 1. We have been requested to keep track of that, so I am writing down every time I observe someone lose a wing. It'll be hard to keep track. Alright, so Red Baron is coming out and setting his outlap. Oh, we've just lost Broken Blinker. Broken Blinker is not going to be setting a lap time. Alright, so this is El Sucio Dan. He'll be out on the lap a little bit later. Alright, I think Brother John's the one to be watching right now, as he is indeed on a hot lap. He's taking that McLaren through its paces, and that's a purple sector that he's set. So Brother John looking pacey through the beginning. This could be a promising race for him. Lots of speed through the Singapore Sling. Cautious line coming up towards the Anderson Bridge, but he's using as much of the track as he can get away with. Down into second gear. And now accelerating down the Esplanade. Zero's open and closed as he now makes his way through Connaught Corner, turn 14. And now back and forth, back and forth. Through the bay corners, carries a little bit more speed than he would have wanted, but it probably only cost him a tenth or two. Brother John looking to lift himself out of the lower positions here. Coming around, only 2 corners to go. It's the double apex final corner. Power is down, and it's a good lap. 9th place for Brother John. And now I'd like to take a look at El Suciadan, but also to see how Red Baron's doing here. They're both out on a fresh set of tires, but it's going to be El Suciadan who's trying to qualify on the mediums. So, Cub, you're normally being the coach for the Mercedes team. You're sort of the team principal, as it were, and it looks like you're going to be starting right next to your boy Rafa.
Oh yeah, we had falling out with Mercedes.
Sorry about that.
All good. We had fallen out with Mercedes, so you know, Ferrari decided to sign me as a driver for this season.
Ah. Alright,
Yeah.
welcome to Salt.
It's a one-race contract actually, so next time you'll probably see me in a different team.
This takes me back to FRL Season 1, where Lucky Moose and I would just get a new sponsor every single race. Everyone more morally dubious than the last. I'm Canadian, so no one ever suspects it, but our companies are low-key pretty impressively evil. So it wasn't too hard to get that as the paid driver for our team. Alright, so Red Baron has pushed himself up into 8th place with a 138.05, just a little bit off of Fiji. Yes, go?
How much time you got left on your clock?
At present, let me check. I've got the wrong data up right now.
Because I know there's a bug that if you rejoin mid-session, it resets the clock for you.
It says 2:55 for me, so expect it to be a bit off of that, because there's also a bug that means that the time's wrong when you're a spectator, so, you know.
Oh yeah, that bug's been there since 2018.
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
Well, they're called Codemasters for a reason.
Yes, a very, very ironic reason. T. Goldie currently doing really nicely. Look at him, sitting in 3rd place, Raro in 4th. Raro's really been constantly nipping right at the edge of the podium positions. He's been probably the most consistent driver of this whole season, and it's really given him some nice results. Like he's a genuine contender for one of the runners-up in the championship. It's a big question of, is anyone going to be able to catch Flex? And, you know, we'll have a chance today. Oh, we just lost Dan.
His car is going out of the pits though.
Oh yeah, it's possible that he just retired it.
Yeah,
That's
and the AI just took over.
So bringing up the standings right now, we've got Flex as the championship leader, 206 points. We've got Kenny LaFleur as the runner-up, 154 points. Neither of those guys are here today. So of those people competing for the championship lead, what we really have today is Camborne at 151, Rafa at 140. We don't have Luke Brax and Raro at 122.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, we've got honestly, like, from 2nd to 7th, we've got a bunch of people in genuine contention. So Kenny, he's missed 5 races, including this one this season, but he has gotten a ton of podiums. When he shows up, he usually podiums. Camborne, is really, really consistent. He's gotten 4 podiums over the course of the season and a couple of fastest laps. Raro, if he finishes, he's extremely good at being on the podium. So you look at his points and it's sort of 25, 18, 0, 0, 25, 18, 0, 18, 25, 0, 0 is the story of Rafa's season. And Luke Brax just is marred by attendance issues, but otherwise he'd be right up at the top of that group. And Raro actually only has 2 podiums this whole season, but he can get fourth like nothing else. So, ultimately, on pole, X-Max is able to take it. It's a 136.5. We got 3 drivers who are able to get into the 136s. It's X-Max, Sheer, T Goldie, and T Goldie. Then in 4th, we have Raro, Taylor Funk in 5th, Nameless Nate, with a nice qualifying performance here, coming in 6th, and Fiji Domo in 7th place in his Williams, with, by his account, no practice at all. So that's a little bit of a threat that he's just going to get more comfortable with the track the longer he races on it. Red Baron is qualifying nicely in 8th place, and Camborne, the first of the medium qualifiers, all the way down in 9th. I'm not really sure that's worth it, Cub. But, well, he's stuck with his decision, and so is Brother John, who's 10th. Then El Sucio Dan, qualified on mediums outside of the top 10 in 11th place. And everyone further back is going to have free choice of tire.
Yeah, I wanted to start the very last, but 2 people somehow did not set a time.
I know. Well, I mean, it's a risky run. It's a risky run. So, shall I boot you back up into the Ferrari chat?
Put me back into the Mercedes chat, cause
Alright.
I got talked to Toto Wolff. Yep.
Alright.
Gotta give him some
thanks for
bad
being
strategies.
Here with me. Yeah, give them some bad strategies for us. Alright. Keep them out even when the safety car happens.
Yep, I got you. Easy.
Alright. Catch you soon.
Thank you.
And that, of course, is the inimitable Cub. The generational talents. Hey, how's it going, Max? I'm going to assume it's just a coincidental Max and not the Verstappen type Max. Although if he is here, congratulations very much. Well-fought season. So, here we are for the 3rd season. Formula Racing League is here in Singapore at the Marina Bay Circuit. Oh, that Max. Hey, how's it going, X-Max? Well, so just waiting for everyone to get in and connect. Oh, it seems that Cub is having the glitch, where he joined in late, and as such, the game is having his car still cruise around. So currently, as far as I've seen it, the broken front wing counter is at 1. So this has always been an interesting circuit. It's only been around for a decade and change, but it's become really a standard of the calendar. It's been one of the very first night races that F1 ran, and it's often had some extremely exciting moments. It had the dramatic moment where Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen came together in the front, and you saw cars just flying every which way. The infamous "My Heart Will Go On" moment, where, you know, every car ended up getting destroyed at the beginning and somehow Lewis Hamilton just parted the seas and walked through it. As a blessed driver tends to do. Alright, we seem to have some sort of glitch here, as it's not starting. Curious, curious. But why don't we take us through the standings a little bit? So lower down in the standings, outside of that top group, everyone who's above 100 points, we've got Balzac, who's been very nicely consistent this season. He's been here for all but one race. Balzac sitting at 76 points, with his best result this season being a pair of 4th places in Australia and Portugal. Ah, here we go. Here's the timer. And behind Balzac, we of course got Prestige, who's sadly not here today, and Sheer Insanity, who has been so good and so promising, but he hasn't been able to deliver the results. And here we go for the formation lap. X-Max leading it out on pole position, followed by Sheer Insanity. T Goldie is going to be running in 3rd place, and behind him, the one, the only Robert Copter, Taylor Funk, currently following him, and Fiji in 7th place. Red Baron taking his Aston Martin, I was about to call it an Alpha for a moment, ahead of Nameless Nate Williams. Sorry. Is that out of order? Strange. Okay, well, they're out of order right there, so me doing it in that manner wasn't entirely the most useful. Red Baron in 8th, followed by Camborne. El Sucio Dan is in 11th place, just behind Brother John. And further back, we've got Balzac, Cub, racing once for Ferrari. He's racing without a helmet as a tribute to Mark Webber. And RFX Rafa, who is starting 14th, just ahead of Broken Blinker, who is having his very first race here with Formula Racing League. He said he's just gonna play it safe, and hopefully he's able to get a finish here on his first race. X-Max is bringing his Ferrari around into the 3rd sector. He's wasting no time at getting to the grid, getting those tires heated up. Why don't we have a little look at what the tires these drivers are starting on are going to be. So, yeah, everyone in the top 8 on these softs. Everyone outside of that group from 9th onwards is going to be on mediums or hards. Mediums for everyone except El Sucio Dan, Cub, and RFX Rafa, who are potentially going to be running deep into this race. We know that Cub is going to be treating this as a bit of a challenge. He is racing with new settings, he's racing with the cockpit camera, he's racing without a bunch of the things that he normally does. So this is going to be Cub, who is pushing himself to the absolute limits right now. It's going to be very interesting to see what exactly he is going to be able to bring about. So here we go, getting ready now for the start of this race. X-Max bringing it in on pole, Sheer Insanity, T Goldie coming in, lining up into 3rd position ahead of Raro, Taylor Funk, Nameless Nate, Fiji Dumbo, Red Baron, Camborne, Brother John, El Sucio Dan, Balzac, Cub, Rafa, and filling out the grid, it's Broken Blinker. So we're looking at either 1 or 2 stops being valid here. You can absolutely get away with a single stop strategy here. It is doable. We're going to see what's going to happen here at the Season 3 Formula Racing League Singapore Grand Prix, coming to you live from the Marina Bay Circuit. Here we go. 5 lights and they're off. Oh, and it's a bad start for the Mercedes, and we can see Robert popping in on the inside here. A little bit of collision. Oh, Robert goes flying. There's collisions. There's a broken wing. That's 1 broken wing. 2 broken wings now. And T Goldie makes his way up. Nameless Nate is up 3 positions now. Fiji up into 5th. Camborne up, and it's Sheer Insanity who is down a bunch of positions. Red Baron had it the worst there. I think that's his front wing that is gone. El Sucio Dan already up into 8th position here, looking if he can make a move on Sheer. Sheer Insanity, does he have damage to that front wing? He pops in, and Sheer's lost a place to Taylor Funk as well. Brother John now right on the back here as Cub is racing his way around these guys. They're coming in through into Sector 2 now. Rafa has a little bit of a moment, and Balzac looks to see if he can possibly capitalize on that. Out at the front, X-Max is continuing to lead ahead of T Goldie. Balzac just behind Cub and Broken Blinker. A little ways back as Red Baron makes his way through in there. Does he have any sort of damage there? Red Baron coming through. And yeah, there we go. Broken Blinker has also lost a front wing, so we're going to see a couple of pit stops as we get around to the end of this first lap. X-Max is putting a bit of a gap to T Goldie. He is followed by Nameless Nate and Rarocopter, who is sitting nicely in 4th place. Fiji off to a really strong start. And I've joked before, that's the place to be, is keep an eye on Fiji. Things are going to be happening. El Sucio Dan also racing in a Mark Webber tribute non-helmet. He's up 4 positions, And so far, he has been the big winner of all that chaos at the start. So we're going to see who is going to come into the pits here. So far, no one in this top group, of course. Oh, we've got a yellow. I think that's Blinker, so here we go. Here's Sheer Insanity coming in. Red Baron apparently doesn't have enough damage to justify going out, so it's just Sheer. But yeah, that's going to be 2 front wings on the first lap. So, Robbercopter is now in pursuit of Nameless Nate. Nameless Nate up 3 positions right on the back of T Goldie. As we come around for this, the second lap, the midfield group is, as ever, starting to form up into a bit of a battle because we've got a nice crowd who all have comparable race pace. Oh, we've got a yellow flag, and we've lost Sheer. Sheer is out of the race. I'm not entirely sure where that happened, but we have lost Sheer Insanity. I wonder if he was ever able to get his sound restored. That's unfortunate. It's hard to have that happen to you. And right now we've got a couple of drivers. Actually, it looks like he went out just at the third corner. So X-Mex putting out a huge lead right now, and Nameless Nate is fending off a crowd. Because right now he's got T Goldie, Robro, Fiji, Camborn, and El Suciadan. All of them are going to be within DRS range, and I think Broken Blinkers also just had a moment there. Alright, the DRS is going to be enabled now, and we've got a bit of a side-by-side battle coming here. Robro going up the inside, and he's going to have to back up a bit. And now that's going to potentially... Oh, T Goldie. Yeah, I was wondering what happened to T Goldie there. So T Goldie lost 2 positions. I was trying to see. You know what? That's my my mistake for trying to get the nice cinematic look. Does he have some damage on that front wing? No, it looks like it's intact, but he's getting swamped right now by the drivers around him. Meanwhile, Fiji going around on the outside, and Fiji Domo seizes 3rd place from the Robbercopter. Further back, El Suciadan has also made his way. T Goldie must have some kind of damage here because his car is just struggling and he is tumbling down through the positions after holding a high position for quite some time. And there's a small gap back to Brother Trump though, so if it's just a bit of tilt, then that is something he has the opportunity to resolve. So, Robro is starting to lose touch a little bit with Fiji, whereas Nameless Nate has been able to avoid all of this and is building up a little bit of a gap. So here we have it. At the end of this lap, we now have Camborn, I shouldn't say we're at the end of the lap, but we have Camborn right on Bravo's tail. We've also got T Goldie, who's not letting El Suciadan get away from him. It's always good to see some nice close racing here. But we're gonna see what Cam can do. He does not yet have a tire advantage over Bravo, and he won't for several laps. There's 31 laps to be raced, and right now we're 4 in. Blinker has taken some damage. I think that's another wing. I'm just gonna write it down as it is. Yeah, new wing. And Rafa here finds himself 24 seconds back on Red Baron. He's going to be fighting to get back into this race. And here we go. Is there any damage, or is he just going to be pitting? It looks like his front wing's intact. So Cub has gotten through, and Taylor Funk finds himself down 5 positions now. It's been a rough start to the race, and he's got Balzac trying to go around on the outside, but that's not going to be happening. Oh, let's see, Red Baron, yeah, I didn't catch him if he had a broken wing or not. It looked like it was intact, so I won't count that one as a broken wing. Blinker has a spin on the exit. So, X-Mex currently with a 7.7 second lead. He leads Nameless Nate, and Fiji Domo, aka Merc W11, is steadily catching up to Nameless Nate while gapping Camborn. Bravo has lost 2 positions here, and El Suciadan has pushed his way all the way up into 5th. Brothertron and T Goldie looks like he made some contact with the wall there, and he's got front wing damage. That's another wing. Oh, he's recording those. I'd strongly recommend. Oh no, T Goldie, and there. Oh, Sparks down, and T Goldie is going to be falling down to the very back of that. Nameless Nate across the line to start his 5th lap, as is Fiji and Cambor. And we've got El Sucio down. Raro is coming in. Does Raro have front wing damage? Let's see, is there a front wing coming on? Yes, there is. 6 front wings. T Goldie, yeah, we already saw that damage. Alright, so as those 3 come through the pits, it looks like this is going to be Rafa's chance to start getting back into the fight. He's of course running longer, and look at that, RFX Rafa with 139.914. He comes out right behind Raro, now up into the points scoring position. Meanwhile, Cub is right onto the back of Brother John. Keep in mind, Cub is going to be racing on these hard tires, so he's not going to have an amazing traction advantage. It's all going to come down to his racecraft, and we all know that he's got strong racecraft. A little bit of a lockup, a puff of smoke from Brother John's McLaren. So right now, with the pit stops and with a couple of incidents, we've had things breaking up a little bit in the mid pack, but we've still got battling going further ahead here. This is the group currently led by Nameless Nate. Fiji Dama has now entirely closed the gap to him, and he's going to be within reach. But look at these tires. It's soft, but behind it, medium, hard. Fiji, seeing if he can catch up, but Nameless Nate having a very nice first stint, managing things quite nicely. And honestly, also helping to bottle up the guys behind him, which X-Max is just going to be thanking him for. Entirely within his rights, of course, but now we're going to see if Fiji Dama is able to do something. Let's put on the telemetry and see what he can do for his ERS. Oh, getting really close there. Camborn as well. And this whole group is starting to crowd together. Cub goes up the inside of Brother John, and that is how Cub took 6th out of the end of Raffles Boulevard, and he nabs the position from Brojo. Camborn dodging a little bit to the inside as they all go through the Singapore sling. And then subsequently through turn 11 and over the Anderson Bridge. They're all keeping it together. Fiji has had to compromise things a little bit in his pursuit, and now it looks like El Suciadan is lining up to see if he can maybe get a move here. They've both got some energy to spend. Camborn's got his DRS open. Is he going to lunge for it? He makes a bit of a half-hearted move and chooses not to go for it, but Cam did have to defend against that. Not going to be the best for Cam. And it's going to give a little bit of breathing room to Fiji, which is going to, in knock-on effect, put him able to get right on back of Nameless Nate once again. But Nate continues to lead this little group of 4. Behind them, Cub, also on the hards, 3.5 seconds back. In 10th, meanwhile, we've got RFX Rafa, who is continuing to follow Raro. They're both on relatively fresh tires, and we've got a couple of pit stops happening right now. Oh, goodness! That's a front wing. This is, these awkward pauses are me typing in every time a front wing is busted. Alright, Nameless Nate is clean. Fiji is going to need a new front wing. Lucky that he didn't completely destroy the car there. I love how the wings just sort of pop back on into place. Amazing graphics from message right there. Alright, so Fiji takes it out, and this is Taylor Funk, who is on his first lap out on the hard tires, just having lost the position. We've got a yellow flag up in Sector 1. What's this? That is Raro! Ooh, pang in his rear wheel, but it's sturdy. It's sturdy. Further up ahead, we've got battling. got El Suciodan who's been able to get through on Camborne, and that El Suciodan is seizing second position. He's now looking to be the driver who can potentially challenge X-Max, but X-Max has almost gotten a full pit stop. Oh, El Suciodan, very wide indeed. Does he have damage? It looks like his front wing's intact, but now he's suddenly being swamped. Here comes, up the inside, Cub. Camborne braking very late, and El Suciodan is able to come back into this. Cub can't quite pull that off on his hard tires. He chose a difficult tire to start on, and you can really see the situations where it's costing him. And with that, Camborne is now in second, El Suciodan third. Cub remains in fourth position, but he is right on the back of this group now. He's going to be one of the guys to watch at this moment. Further back, there's a little battle going on for 11th. We've got BG in 10th, T Goldie in 11th, Taylor Funk in 12th. All of those guys together, but I really can't look away because this is El Suciodan versus Cub. 3-second time penalty goes out to Balzac. And Cub just having a little bit of a kick there. And yet, the penalties are starting to fall. They do happen here in Singapore. So El Suciodan a little bit wide, and that is going to give an opportunity. They're racing down Raffles Boulevard. Cub is chasing down El Suciodan. It's an invisible man versus man with no helmet. Seriously, if you will have a look, oh wait, okay, that's very weird. It looks a lot like El Suciodan has no one in the car, but maybe that's just me. Man, Sheer, I feel ya. If you'd like to pop in and join in commentary, then just say so, but yeah, that's rough. That's really frustrating. So right now, we're watching a battle here for second place. It is Camborne fending off Cub. Cub has been able to get through on El Suciodan. And now we're going to see what ESD can do. They're dropping Brother John a little bit. And then we've got some larger gaps forming. We've got Balzac in 6th, Nameless Nate. After his pit stop, coming out in P7. RFX Rafa running P8. Also has done one pit stop. Raro in 9th. Fiji in 10th. T Goldie in 11th place, just behind Fiji. And this is that little battle that we now have a bit of an opportunity to look at. I'm going to want to take a peek back at Cub, though, as they come around onto this upcoming straight. But as they make their way down Esplanade Drive, we can see T Goldie chasing down Taylor Funk. But now, let's have a look. Cub, once again, not wearing a helmet. We're going to be dinging him on that when we have the next stewarding meeting. Oh, El Suciodan is pitting. And he also has damage to his wing. That's a new front wing. And from your account, Sheer, you lost another front wing, so I think I have to bump that up to 9. So let's see if T Goldie can do something. He's going to try and get a better launch than Fiji. He takes a tight line, and Fiji, by taking the wider line, was able to go much faster down the start-finish straight. They make their way out, and they are able to secure a position as El Suciodan makes his way out of the pits, also racing without a helmet. These, you know, the bad boys of F1 right here. Or FRL, as it were. As far as I can tell, none of us are secretly Sergio Perez, in spite of how much we speak high of him. Alright, yeah, so Sheer, you're currently contributing to approximately 20% of the broken wings that I've been able to detect so far. I tried to take a peek. It's a fun little joke. Oh, there we go. Fiji, T Goldie, they're fighting, they're battling, and El Suciodan wants to get in on this business. Meanwhile, up ahead, we can say that Cub is chasing down Camborne, trying to make something happen. I will skip over to him. My finger is hovering over the look at Cub button. Going around the outside, T Goldie really cuts that corner tight. El Suciodan are they going to have overlap going over the Anderson Bridge? No, El Suciodan. Oh, but T Goldie into the wall, spinning it around. And that is going to drop him down the places as T Goldie is dropped out of that fight. Now we can take a look. Cub has made his pit stop. And that, also, that's X-Max has made his pit stop. So with that, and of course he had a tight little fight of these guys all together as he was coming out of the pit. So let's see who's going to come up behind. Nameless Nate is a nice gap back, so he's got to get through both McLarens, both of which are going to need to pit. And Cub and oh goodness, battle for the lead, and Cub is able to make a pass, making their way down Raffles Boulevard. Cub has gotten through on Camborne. And it looks like Fiji, something has happened to Fiji. He's making a pit stop. That can only mean, oh, we've just lost Rafa. Is that going to be a safety car? Rafa is lying out as a front wing. That's okay. 2 more front wings gone. "11 front wings have been killed this race. Pour one out for your front wings. There we go. Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, it's gone from this car. Need to take a close look. This is important. And safety car is out. So everyone who's done their pit stops, well, Fiji has just pitted. Hopefully that didn't cost them too much track position, as everyone else is now going to have an opportunity. Comes in here, and oh, that's another front wing going. 12 front wings. This is going to be an opportunity for Broken Blinker as well as some others to get back in. And oh, this is rough for X-Max because everyone else is going to get a free pit stop. I think he's close enough though that he's going to be able to at least hold on to track position first. But let's see, Cub coming into the pits. Let's see, is he going to have a front wing change? He's right ahead of Camborne. Is he going to have a front wing change? Brother John as well, and Balzac, of course, coming in. So here's X-Max. He's going to be retaking the lead. But now we need to see, is there a front wing for Cub? Is there a front wing for Cam? No, they both kept them clean. Brother John is clean. Balzac, does he need a new front wing? Let's see. As Balzac makes his way in. It's going to be a slow pit stop because they're still switching out. Yep, that's a new front wing for Balzac. "13 front wings. Brother John makes his way out. And let's see if anyone else. Balzac is exiting the pit lane. T Goldie coming up. Is he going to go? I don't really see any reason for him to. No. Oh, geez. T Goldie takes the time penalty under a safety car. That's frustrating when that happens. Frustrating indeed. So, we've got fresh tires and a bunch of these drivers in the back. Broken Blinker making his way through, and we are down 2 Mercedes. Well, Cub's plan of sabotaging this whole team clearly working. Meanwhile, Cub is just laughing his way to the bank with all of those Ferrari bucks that he's doubtlessly rubbing together. So here we go. X-Max now leads, but his lead has been entirely removed. So now it's up to Nameless Nate and Cub to do something about it. Nate has been very good at holding off people, but he hasn't had to fight Cub yet. So now we're going to see how that goes. By making the pit stop just a little bit earlier, he was able to get the undercut and hold position, but now he's going to have very slightly more aged tires. Camborne currently running in 4th position ahead of Braro. Brother John in P6 ahead of El Sucio Dan. Also on the fresh tires. So things ended up working out quite badly for El Sucio Dan when it all shakes out. He was charging way up there and then finds Cub on the exact same tires as he has found himself on, but many more positions ahead. Taylor Funk running P8 behind El Sucio Dan, ahead of Balzac, who came out a little bit poorly from that pit stop, just having to wait behind his teammate. T Goldie has the last of the point scoring positions ahead of Fiji, who is yet to catch up. Red Bear and Broken Blinker, who's currently down 1 lap. Although he will be able to release himself past the safety car, although he might be cautious and just opt not to do that. So here we go. Fiji making his way around, and a tricky thing about the safety car here, it's hard to catch up. Oh, what's this? He's having to slow down, making sure that he doesn't go over that delta. You always want to be careful and not do that. Very, very silly way to lose things. Broken Blinker is popping into the pits. So once again, X-Max leading under the safety car conditions, and all of the top 10 also under the safety car. Fiji has almost caught his way back up, and it's all about Red Baron just getting his new tires caught up with the back of these guys. They're half a lap away from him, so I feel like there's going to be 2 more laps into the safety car before they're able to bring it back in. As we can see, Fiji is now making his way in towards the back of the pack. And he slows it down as he is now within reach of T Goldie 44, currently running in 10th position. Red Baron's 40 seconds back and closing the gap quickly as he makes his way around. Why don't we sit on board with Red Baron as he makes his journey. So currently, by my count, which is certainly on the low end, I have personally observed 13 front wings being destroyed or otherwise damaged. I mean, you break off an end plate, that's as good as gone. You smash the whole thing off, that's as good as gone. If you have to take it off in the pit stop, I say it's broken. So, with that said, Red Baron is making his way down the far end of Raffles Boulevard into the Nickel Highway, and then the Stamford corner right here. Make your way around a very, very short, it's not quite a straight, it's a straight with a kink before you come around into that corner, and then charge down St. Andrews Road towards the Singapore Sling. I love the skyscrapers in the background, it's a great surrounding for this track. Over the Anderson Bridge, and he's actually catching up pretty quickly. If I was running this race, I would call in the safety car right now, but I suspect that the game, conservative as it is with this sort of judgment, is going to let things go on one more lap. So once again, X-Max continues to lead this little group. Everyone has gotten their ERS recharged fully. No one is going to be having any problems on gas. And this is the first safety car. Yeah, one-stop race restart. That is the call from sheer insanity, and I'm inclined to agree. Although some people like T. Goldie, who've already done a pit stop, are 7 laps on that. That's asking an awful lot, but I feel you can pretty comfortably do 20 laps on mediums here. So, Red Baron has now caught the queue, and Broken Blinker is going to be the last. He's making his way right now around Shears and catching up towards the back, and after this, the safety car brought out by RFX Rafa's retirement is going to be coming to an end. Broken Blinker's AlphaTauri making his way up, and he's going to be catching up right in the middle of Raffles Boulevard, and the drivers are going to have 1 lap to get their tires up to temperature. Now, as Cub has noted in the past, you don't really need to be heating up your tires all the way around. Because of the tire simulation that they use in this game, you can really get away with just saving your tires, not putting much wear on them, until the last half lap or so. Maybe a little bit more if you want to play it safe. And here we go. The entire grid is now gathered together in one place. Eyes on T. Goldie right now as he makes his way slowly through the Singapore Sling and Anderson Bridge. Very fun, very tight, very narrow section, hoping that no one accidentally breaks a wing on the car in front. Remember, you don't win races under the safety car, guys. Hey, Techie, absolutely. We'd be very happy to have you. We race on PC. We race this time on Mondays. We race 5:30 to about 8 o'clock Pacific time, which is, I believe, 8:30 to 10 o'clock Eastern time. You can sign up at FRL.app, where you can get access to our Discord server. As you can see, we've got a nice full grid, but we've never had a situation where we've had to turn something away because there's always going to be a couple of no-shows. Not everyone can always make the schedule, but we'd be very happy to have you. Hey, Sheer, thanks for the little Discord call out right there. So, the safety car is coming in this lap. There! Oh my goodness, we've got a crash behind the safety car. Balzac, Taylor, Funk, I see a front wing is gone. Balzac is just sitting there. He can't believe it. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. What has happened? Well, the safety car is left. Alright, what on earth? Okay, Balzac is there. Is Balzac's front wing gone? I can only assume that it is, as he very, very gingerly makes his way back in. Just, well, actually, it looks like his front wing's still intact, but he's pitting for... But anyways, X-Max leads, Nameless Nate and Cub, second and third. Camborne currently in fourth. Balzac. Oh no, oh no. Okay, let's see if he gets a new wing here. No, just getting fresh tires. So X-Max is leading, but not able to build up much of a lead right now, and all of his advantage that he worked up has been neutralized right now. Now Cub is in a very dangerous position to just start charging in here. Oh no, Brother John, again, what? And Balzac has retired from the race. I feel that is a tilting thing to have happened right there. But that leaves only 12 drivers left in the race. X-Max once again is leading ahead with Nameless Nate and Cub. Camborne racing P4, and he is followed by Bravo. Currently P5 on 8-lap-old medium tires. El Sucio Dan is on the mediums as well. Chased by Fiji, chased by T-Goalie, chased by Red Baron, although a bit of a gap is forming up. And then we've got Brother John, who's currently lapping Broken Blinker. So right now, Cub is a man on a mission. He wants to get past Nate. He wants to get past X-Max. He wants to get this race win. Honestly, that would also be quite good for Flex, because he has to deal with people like Camborne scoring a big result in this race. Nameless Nate with a little bit of weaving there, just making sure. I mean, I don't think there was necessarily an offensive move happening there, but he is not going to try and make this easy for Cub. Nate knows that he is having a really, really good race so far. We're just going to slip back a little bit and have a look from Camborne's perspective as he charges his way down Cub, taking a peek. Cam getting awfully close and taking a wide line through the sling. Bravo is 2 seconds back on them, but he's got El Sucio Dan to worry about, so his eyes are not forward. His eyes are very firmly looking at the man behind. But ahead, we've got Nameless Nate, who's doing everything he can to fight off Cub, but this might be it. This might be the moment. He doesn't have a lot to defend with, but it's not a huge, long, straight down Esplanade drive, and Cub is not able to get through on him at this point. Is that? I thought I saw this, but nope. All is clear, which is good to see. Cub taking a real tight line as he makes his way through the bay corners, underneath the fans, the digital fans at the very least. And here we go. Making their way around through the final section of Sector 3. He's going to take a real wide line and try to get the pass done right here. The DRS is enabled. Nameless Nate is going to be in some trouble here because Cub is right all over the back. He goes up. He's up the inside. It's going to be an out-braking contest. Nate backs out of it, and this is possibly going to open up a window for Camborne. Cub has seized second place from Nameless Nate, and now Nate finds himself a little bit compromised against the charge of Camborne just behind him. And just behind we also have El Sucio Dan chasing Raro, gonna see if he can make something happen there. Raro is in trouble here, and there we go. El Sucio Dan secures the position. Raro dropped to 6th place. Camborne now gonna see if he can get through on Nameless Nate. The lead group currently goes back to Red Baron. The top 9 are all still within reach. X-Max is now starting to build up a bit of his gap. So here we have it. We are now at the halfway point of this Singapore Grand Prix. It's been a bit of a nail biter. We've seen a couple of drivers go wild. We've seen a lot of drivers have some really unfortunate moments. But so far we've still only lost 3 of them. Nameless Nate fending off Camborne for the time being. Cam does have slightly more tire life, but we'll see what he can do with that. El Sucio Dan, meanwhile, has been able to dispatch Raro, who is demoted down to 7th. As T. Goldie gets through on Fiji, it looks like Fiji might have had a bit of a moment in Connacht. Oh, and just ahead, this is a tight group. This Nameless Nate is now finding himself under intense pressure from Camborne. And now, Cam swings around, gonna take his wide line as much speed as he possibly can. He doesn't quite have the advantage, but Nameless Nate does not have DRS. He's taking a defensive line, and then he goes and takes his nice wide entrance. And that's going to be all he needs to hold on to that position for now. Meanwhile, Cub is just pulling further and further off into the distance as Cub begins his own challenge against his Ferrari teammate, X-Max. So here we go, down Raffles Boulevard, and now Nameless Nate will not have anything he has left in order to fight with. Camborne is able to take the position. Oh, El Sucio Dan trying just being like a shark in the water with someone with a couple of open cuts, because he is all over this move, and he wants to get through. He knows that there's a podium with his name on it. Nameless Nate has been a real fighter this race, but it seems that he is going to have a lot of trouble fending off these guys in the straights. A lot of people running some very, very high downforce setups. And you're never going to see many overtakes here. But for the moment, Nameless Nate has ERS to defend himself. He swings to the inside. Very, very tight. Oh, and he's into the wall! Face first, Nameless Nate into the wall. His wing is gone. His tire is gone. The safety car is out. Nameless Nate, a heartbreaker. An absolute heartbreaker of a move there. You don't like to see it. He was fighting so hard, and I think he just got a little bit heated, a little bit. Oh no, I need to do something to hold on to this position. He had some. Oh, and Fiji gets a drive-through penalty. What was looking like a really promising race for a couple of these guys is now falling apart. The pressure is harsh. And Singapore is an unforgiving track. It doesn't allow you to go wide. It doesn't allow for mistakes. El Sucio coming into the pits here. Let's see what's going on. Who is going to take a fresh wing? Oh, there's a stack. The cars are stacked up in the pits, and that is going to be devastatingly costly. The drivers make their way through, and Red Baron actually is just saying, hey guys, I'm just going to stay out here. Same for Brother John, who says, I'm just going to do it. Just go for it. X-Max holds on to the lead of people who've done this double pit strategy. And now we've got Camborne leading El Sucio, leading Raro, leading Cub. Look at that. Cub is going to have to get past so many people. Him and X-Max, they clearly weren't communicating there because that just absolutely trashed Cub's position in this race. T Goldie coming around. He's also been able to get a fresh set of boots. Fiji is going to have to serve his drive-through penalty, which is going to drop him down. Where's this going to put Taylor Funk? Since Taylor is down a bit, I'm not entirely sure when that happened. But he'll be able to get back soon enough. So, after this unexpected crash from Nameless Nate, a really heartbreaking crash, he was holding on to second for so long and was possibly looking at a podium, but you know, Singapore, she can see some really ecstatically exciting results, and she can see some really, really, you know, my heart goes out to you, man. That really sucks. So, Red Baron and Brother John have opted to stay out. Because of this, they now lead. They're ahead of X-Max, who's on mediums. Camborne. Cam is going for gutsy Cam moves again. He's done this kind of thing before. Comes out, and he's reckoning that he can take these softs to the end. It's a bit of a gamble, but it could pay off big. Because he's going to have a huge advantage if he's only running fourth, and Cub is in a lot of trouble. X-Max, who has been totally dominant this race, might find this situation putting him into a lot of pressure because he doesn't have that much of an advantage over Brother John. Red Baron is probably going to be very vulnerable, but he's going to have track position even as he loses it over the next couple of laps because I can't see him defending on 7-lap-old hards for that long. El Sucio currently running P5 ahead of Raro and Cub. T Goldie and Fiji, but of course Fiji's kind of out of the picture because of that penalty that he's going to have to serve for speeding under the safety car. And then we're just waiting on Taylor Funk to get caught up. I suspect it's going to be close. Is he going to be able to do it this lap? I think this will be another 2 laps of safety car, but I'm not 100% certain. So, Red Baron finding himself in the lead of this race, but ooh, it's a precarious lead. Almost saw some Aston Martin on Aston Martin action there. So Nameless Nate, Balzac, RFX Rafa, and Sheeran Sandy, those are the names of our retired drivers. We started with 15, there are 11 left. Broken Blinker, thus far, doing a good job of following my suggestion. Not sure how much you listened to it or not, but just play it safe. Just finish the race. To finish first, you first must finish. And while we're not necessarily looking for finishing first on your first race, you definitely look for that race finish. It's a good thing to get up on board. So here's hoping that we don't see any further retirements this race, because I want to see these guys being able to take it all the way to the end. The walls are close. But, well, so goes Singapore. It's the Monaco of the East. A little bit faster, much better racing. It's a Monaco built for the 21st century, as it were. So Taylor Funk is just about caught up here. He's actually very close, so we might be able to see the safety car resume. Come on, safety car, bring it in. I mean, he's gonna catch up, I think, as they come down into Connacht's corner right ahead here. You can almost see the tail end of the group as it slowly makes its way through, and there we have it. Safety car in this lap. Good call, safety car. Yeah, in this lap. Happy to say that it was as short a safety car as we could have reasonably managed under this. So with everyone, once again, gathered together, it's going to be up to Red Baron to take us away. So here he is, the Red Baron. All of the enemies Sopwith camels battling against him, but in his bright red Fokker triplane, the Red Baron will surely be able to put up a solid fight here. As he takes it away, he's slow on making the start. Here he goes. I think he might have compromised himself a little bit there. And we're going to see if there's any sort of battles that happen here as we make our way into the first corner. He's able to hold position. There's no changes of position in the front. Cub tried to make a move, and I think we've got a yellow flag. Was that from Blinker? Yeah, it was just Blinker getting out of the way. X-Max is through on Brother John. That's critical. Camborne now is going to see if he can do something. He goes up the inside of Brother John, but he's not... Oh, that got tight. That got tight. And now, El Susidan going to see if he can do something. They're going side by side, and now El Susidan is going to capitalize off of this as he zooms up the inside. Now he almost rubs against the outside of Brother John there. Red Baron now has X-Max right behind him. X-Max on the fresh mediums. Red Baron on the hards. El Susidan is now through, and that allows Camborne through as well. Cam is going to be a man with a mission, and that mission is, I need my position. His position, he wants number 1. Red Baron continuing to hold off X-Max. Red Baron is holding it so far, but we're going to see what happens once the DRS is enabled. Things are going to get very difficult further back. We've got Taylor Funk making a move on T Goldie. As Red Baron is passed for the lead, X-Max goes up the inside already. And there we go, X-Max and El Sucio Dan now. So X-Max has been able to retake his position from the would-be usurpers who didn't pit. These tires aren't going to last the fight. And now, Cam, he's just chomping at the bit. He needs to get through. But there's not going to be a great opportunity until he makes his way up to turn 1 shears. Camborne looking for that line. Red Baron isn't going to be able to take it as fast, and there we go. There's not much more for it. Red just needs to hold on to his position. He's got a little bit of a crowd behind him as X-Max is... Ooh, Brother John getting awfully close there, and Cub goes through on Rarocopter. Fichidomo is serving his pit stop right now. His drive-through penalty right now. So, El Sucio Dan is pursuing Red Baron and Brother John, and there's a yellow out in Sector 1. That's Broken Blinker, I believe. Yes, it is. Brother John now trying to fend off as Cub goes through. Whoa, we got a bit of a move here as Cub goes side by side. Taylor Funk picks up, and we've got a crowd of cars here. Look at this. Oh, goodness, cut down that tree. I want to see what's going on behind it because the cars are just racing through here. It's Red Baron. A lunge from Taylor Funk, and Taylor Funk goes sideways. T Goldie smashes into the front of them. There's cars akimbo all over. Raro into the wall. Taylor Funk off on the side. Raro looks like he's letting Taylor Funk through. And oh goodness, well that certainly shakes things up. T Goldie looks like he's still intact. Hopefully that car ghosted. This is going to be a bit of breathing space for Red Baron as now Cub is through. Brother John is ahead of Cub, but Cub is going to try and do something about that as he weaves around the outside. He takes it. There's a lot of space to work with on the outside, and Cub's up into 4th place. Camborne in 3rd, chasing down El Sucio Dan. Further back, we still have 11 drivers in the race, but we're going to see a couple of these guys coming in for pits because I'm sure I saw a couple of wings go by there, and that's going to be more than our current count of 15. So, Red Baron pursuing X-Max, currently in 1st position. Red Baron, as I was saying, is chasing down Brother John as best as he might. Let's see if any of these drivers are coming in. It looks like Taylor Funk's okay. How about Raro? Is he going to have to pit? That is going to be a pit for Raro. Yeah, that's going to be front wing damage. Fiji coming up here to lap Broken Blinker. And Blinker gets out of the way considerately. Oh, well, not the best way to blue flag right there. Let's see if Raro is, yeah, front wing for Raro. 16. Alright, so we've got a battle here. Camborne chasing down El Sucio Dan. Dan wins this battle on aggregate, but Camborne right now is going to have a huge pace advantage, and they're going to be coming up to the next passing zone very, very soon. They're through the city. El Sucio Dan! Oh goodness, absolute disaster as he is now stuck sideways just hitting on, and he retires! El Sucio Dan has retired from the race. And then there were 10. Well, that's it for El Sucio Dan. And honestly, things are now looking very, very rough for his potential championship challenge. Let's see if he still has a front wing. Ooh, a little bit of a moment there for Fiji. And there we go. Oh, he broke his rear wing. That's what happened. Not something that is easily repaired. Alright, so, well, that's a bit of a moment, but it doesn't look like that's going to be a safety car. Fastest lap out for Cub, who's currently sitting in 3rd place behind Camborne. T. Goldie is making a move on Red Baron, and that's it. They're going side by side, but Red Baron has to cede the position. There's no way he's taking that one back on T. Goldie's Haas. Red Baron's still... Oh! That's a moment. Okay. Keep it calm, Red. Keep it calm. Just reset it. Just reset. Well, not literally. Don't use reset to track release, but just reset. There's still a good result in this for you, and possibly for your teammate as well. Meanwhile, Cub is right on the back of Camborne. Oh dear. Fiji just collected penalties left, right, and center. But Singapore does tend to do that. X-Max, after everything that's happened, he's been able to secure a little bit of breathing space against Cam, who doesn't have the pace anymore. Cam's a little bit wide as he makes his way through turn 13, but that actually compromised Cub a little bit as well. So he's not able to get past on the Esplanade. So now we're going to see if Cub can do anything against this soft shod AlphaTauri. They're making their way through the bay corners and through the tunnel, cutting their way around through the middle of Sector 3 as Cub looks left and right, sees if he can find an opportunity to make a move on Camborne. So Cam has the tire advantage right now, and it's all Cub can do right now to just stay within his range. Meanwhile, X-Max is just slowly building on his lead, and he's sliding further and further out of reach. Broken Blinker is now officially into the point-scoring positions. Here we go. Cub around the outside as they make their way charging down Raffles Boulevard. The full power is deployed, and that is it. Camborne is demoted down to 3rd place by Cub. And at this point, I think if I were Cam, I'd just think about managing these tires another 7 laps. T. Goldie, a move is going through as Brother John is charging through. So it turns out those older tires aren't everything, but T. Goldie takes it right back with a really nice move there as he seizes it and then holds on to 4th as they make their way through the Singapore Sling. This could be a very nice move. Oh goodness, Taylor Funk also through on Brother John. But Taylor Funk spins out to the side and is narrowly dodged by Brother John. A heart-in-the-mouth moment for the McLaren of Brother John, but he's holding it together. Meanwhile, Camborne has fallen out of DRS range, and Cub is starting to close on X-Max. This is it. This is Cub saying, I have a 1-race contract. I'm going to charge. There's nothing you can do to stop me from fighting my teammate, Ferrari, so we are going to see a prancing horse battle at the start. Look at this, he is just taking chunks out of X-Max's time. X-Max has been just the master of this race. But now we're going to see what Cub can do as he time trials away. We're going to look back at that as he gets closer. Brother John is making his way in. I think Brother John took some damage there, actually. And this is going to allow Red Baron to close up and make his way back into 6th position. So Brother John making his way into the pits. Is there a fresh front wing? Yes, there is. Set at 18. That's 18 front wings. Fiji also making his way through, and at this point, it is worth us taking a moment to look at the kinds of penalties that we've got here. So that's 6 for T Goldie and for Fiji, and 3 for everyone else who has a penalty. So we've got a bit of a quiet moment for the first time in a while. There is no one fighting on this track. So let's take a moment to recap where everyone is. X-Max currently leads by 4.7 seconds. Cub was taking some time out of him at first, but he hasn't really been able to close the gap a huge amount, and he needs to do a second lap if he wants to have a chance of beating X-Max. Camborne is falling further and further behind, and now T Goldie might actually have a chance because Camborne's tires are going to be getting rough toward the end of this race. Taylor Funk, meanwhile, racing for a very nice 5th position. Possibly more since there's penalties to be applied, although he has a 3-second himself. Red Baron, who started this most recent green flag session in 1st place, has dropped down to 6th, but he's doing very nicely holding out on these. Now he's got a good gap back to Fiji, and even if Fiji is able to get through, he's going to have a hard time clearing a gap on Red Baron. Brother John has just recently put on some softs, and Brojo is going to be charging up to the end. See what he can do. Bravo, after having some really good fighting at the beginning and towards the front. Red Baron's going into the pits. That's curious. I'm not sure that was the call I would have made. But there we have it. Maybe he had front wing damage. Can we get 20? Can we get 20? So that puts Bravo back ahead of Red Baron. And now it's up to Red Baron to make up positions as best he can. Bravo picks up a time penalty, and here's X-Max. He's lost another 8 tenths to Cub since last we spoke of him. And if you take a look behind, and a bad moment there, but Cub is going to just start catching a glimpse of his rival, of his target, of his teammate. There we go, he can see it. Oh, he knows exactly how close that is. And that's just waving a steak in front of a dog's nose. Cub knows exactly what he needs to do to win this race. We're coming to the very end of the 26th lap, the start of the 27th lap. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. We have 5 laps, and we have 3.6 seconds. X-Max is being pursued by his one-time teammate, Cub. Cub, in turn, is pursued by Camborne, who is now just trying to keep his softs alive. His gambit has run its course. T Goldie is seeing if he can get anything closed in on Camborne, and he's got T Funk right behind him. So Taylor Funk is going to be doing his very best to get this position, since that would be a very, very nice result for him. Currently, his best result is a 2nd place that he got in the absolutely wild Belgian Grand Prix. So this won't be the best result of the season, but it will certainly be one of the highlights. Oh, we've just lost. Let's see. Oh, that's Broken Blinker. Had a brief moment, but he's okay. Glad to see it, especially since we're now getting so close to the 90% cutoff for being classified in the race. So Cub is to within 3.4 seconds. He was at 3.6 at the start of the lap. We're going to see if he can continue to slowly reel in X-Max if there's going to be a fight at the end. Meanwhile, Taylor and T Goldie, it looks like something has happened to T Goldie a little bit earlier. Maybe he's taken some damage, maybe he just had a bit of a moment. But Taylor Funk is able to take the position from T Goldie. Now they just need to clear penalties. Certainly a lot more energy recovery to be spent by Taylor Funk, so it's going to be tough for T Goldie to fight that back, but theoretically they are on the same tires. Further back, Fiji, after everything, is looking at potentially salvaging a pretty good points result out of this. Fiji is currently 15th in the championship, but there are a lot of drivers close to him who he could be jumping past. Cub has now closed to within 3 seconds of X-Max. There are 4 laps left in this Singapore Grand Prix. We have lost at least 19 front wings. And speaking of lost front wings, I think has Broken Blink. You know what? I didn't catch if he lost a front wing there. I'm gonna have to ask him later. I'll make a guess that he probably did, because why else would you hit? Unless he's going for fastest lap. That would be cheeky, and I don't think that he's going to be able to take the fastest lap. There's a yellow flag out in Sector 1. But all is well, all is well. Cub has now closed to within 2.5 seconds, and this is the moment of truth for X-Max. He has dominated this race. He has been in such fine control of this race so far. He has not yet won a race in FRL. And now, Cub is threatening to take it away from him. He just needs to hold it together for 3.5 more laps. But Cub is chasing him down and going to do everything that he can to seize a victory here. He makes his way through the tunnel and he is now closed to within 2 seconds. There is almost contact now between these cars, and we're going to see what Cub is able to do. X-Max makes his way around the final corners and starts his way down the start-finish straight. He is pursued by Cub, 18 seconds back to Camborne. It is now a 2-man battle for the lead of this race. Taylor Funk is running P4, and he is now gapped T Goldie. Fiji is a solid ways back, followed by Brother John. Robert is trying to catch up to Brother John, but good luck on that. Brojo has fresh tires. Same for Red Baron, who's trying to catch his teammate, and Broken Blinker is cruising about and looking to score points on his first outing with FRL. X-Max is leading, Cub pursuing. It is a story of 2 drivers, a prancing horse and a prancing horse, 2 Ferraris doing battle for the lead of this, what's going to go down as a classic FRL Singapore Grand Prix. X-Max doing everything he can to hold off his teammate. He wants this win. He needs to be saving his power, but he doesn't have a lot left. Fortunately for him, neither does Cub. He closes to within 1.7 seconds, and if I'm not mistaken it looks like Cub is making up most of his gap through the tricky sections of Sector 3. So let's go on board with Cub and see what exactly he is doing to take in this lead. He makes his way through a nice line, taking a lot of curve through both turns 16 and 17. Makes a heart in mouth moment there for the generational talent as he just about wrecks his front wing. It looks like it's still intact. I can't tell for certain if it's damaged or not, but that lap he was not able to close in. And now there are only 2 laps remaining. It is lap 30 out of 31, and the 2 Ferraris are thundering their way around Singapore. Looking at how much trouble Cub had in that corner, I think the Cub clipped his front wing there. And that might just be what it takes. Yeah, look at that. He's having to be very, very cautious through these corners. I suspect the Cub has front wing damage. With that, I'm going to declare that is 20 front wings. So X-Max now expanding his lead out to 2 seconds, and we're seeing Rauro. Is that Rauro and Red Baron, or is that? That is Taylor Funk and Camborne. So here we go. Cam is having trouble. Taylor Funk is right on the back of him. And here we go. Taylor Funk seizing a podium position from Camborne. Camborne is now failing very, very much on these softs. I shouldn't say it in that particular way, but the softs are not going to be doing what they need to be doing, and he could be just tumbling down the order. Cub is now losing a couple of tenths every sector. It looks like X-Max has done what he needed to do. Cub was pushing. He was pushing very hard. He very nearly had it, but it's not going to be enough. Camborne now, on his old softs, is going to be just trying to make it to the finish. He might have lost the podium here, but we're going to see what exactly he can do. Let's move around and have a look at the key detail right now. His penalties. He needs to stay within 3 seconds of Taylor Funk. But how is he going to do that? Taylor Funk is on much, much more comfortable tires. Cam is in a lot of trouble, and Cub picks up a second time penalty with multiple warnings. That, folks, is going to be, unless something happens in this, the final lap is going to be the first victory for X-Max if he can just keep it on track. And of course, that is a big if. Meanwhile, Brother John is now right on the back of Fiji Domo. Fiji's in trouble as Brother John backs off a little bit. He doesn't want to make a move right now, or does he? Well, look at this, and Raro is actually getting right in on the back of this too. We're going to have a bit of a battle here as we make our way around. These guys still have a lap and a half to go. Cub is now 2 seconds behind X-Max, but it's going to be hard for him to make anything happen. Fiji now fighting for his life here. He's got 2 drivers behind him. Keep in mind, Raro also has the exact same penalty as Fiji, so Fiji needs to just hold on for our own track. Brother John making a move, but no, that's not going to be this moment. Fiji's a little bit wide. Brother John goes to the inside. Raro now has a double DRS as he is towed through. Brother John going up the inside, but Fiji has a lot of deploy. And now Fiji holds him off a little bit longer. This is working out nicely for Brother John because honestly, Brother John just needs to be close. He doesn't need to throw this away. A little bit of a wiggle for Raro. Red Baron is chasing him down, but he's not going to close in time. Cub, meanwhile, is getting very, very close, but I can't stand to look away from this. And there we go. Raro is through. Can he also get Fiji? Raro with big aggression on the final lap down Raffles. Fiji breaks late, so too does Brother John. Brother John obviously doesn't care, he just needs to stay close. Cub, meanwhile, getting extremely close. He's close to within a second. X-Max coming through as he charges by, and he sees his victory. Cub P2. Taylor Funk is coming around now, but we've got to look away because right now the close battle is Brother John chasing down Fiji. We know that Fiji's going to end up falling behind, so it's likely that Brother John is just going to try and finish this. But Brother John actually needs to stay close to Raro because, well, actually, oh, Fiji's into the wall! And he loses, no, 21 wings. That's 21 wings that are gone. Brother John, oh goodness. This is, oh, Fiji into the wall, and now Red Baron takes the position. Fiji backs it out, and Red Baron now takes P8 from Fiji Domo. X-Max is through, Cub is through, Taylor Funk has finished, Cam is finished in 4th, T Goldie is through, and now we come to Rarocopter, who is the leader of this group, but is Brother John going to be able to snatch it from him because he's got to stay only within 6 seconds. Brother John can practically lift off of the gas because Brother John has taken P6, Raro P7. Red Baron coming through after everything that happened. He comes by, and with a moment on the line, Red Baron secures P8. Broken Blinker has already crossed the line, and that leaves it just to Fiji, who is coming through with a car in rough shape, but you only need to finish with 4 tires on, and that is the race for you, ladies and gentlemen. 15 started, 10 finished. We've got a first-time victory for X-Max. We've got a driver of the day for Cub, who has come in on a one-off race for Ferrari. And we've got points for our rookie taking his very first race here. And here you have it. It's a fine result, a double podium for Ferrari, something that we haven't seen in FRL for some time. And the podium, here we have it, the champagne. Surely a happy result for both of these guys. And, well, I mean, it's a great result for everyone. That was a well-earned podium from everyone who you're looking at here right now. And a fine, fine result. Well, there you have it. X-Max, Cub, and Taylor Funk take it. In the championship, Camborne is able to take 12 points out of the lead of Flex. It's not what he would have wanted. He would have wanted to make a really, really big gap, but it just didn't happen. So out of the big championship contenders, really, it's there's not much movement. So this was really an individual race on its own. X-Max, Cub, Taylor Funk, Camborne, T Goldie, Brother John, Bravo, Red Baron, Fiji, and Broken Blinker are your finishers in the top 10. El Sucio Dan, Nameless Nate, Balzek, and Rafa, and who was the one other? Vance. Scroll down. and sheer insanity. Sadly, did not manage to finish the race. It was a heartbreaker. It was a heart maker. I'm not entirely sure what to call it, but that is a race from FRL. This has been Chaos, and shout out to Cub for co-casting with me during qualifying. That's been a race, and we will be most likely running community nights. We usually run those on Thursdays, same time. And I look forward to seeing you guys for the next race, which is going to be Japan. Let me just take a moment and look and see when that's scheduled for. Alright, so we're looking to get a lot of the season in. So next week, Japan. A week after that, USA. A break for the 24th, and then on January 31st, we've got Mexico. On February 7th, we've got Brazil. And then on Valentine's Day, February 14th, we have got the season finale at Abu Dhabi, for which we know that Fujidama will be excellently prepared. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone, and thank you. Shout outs to everyone who's watching, everyone in the chat, and everyone who's watching this after the fact. This has been Chaos, signing out for Formula Racing League.